What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of The Artist Reads the Bible. Today we're going to be starting with Numbers 10. It's not terribly long. 11's a little bit longer. Let's see. We're going to read at least 10. I've got my highlighter. About rolled off the table. I've got my decaf Java juice, which I just made. And I got the Living Word of God. And I got a not happy cat stuck in here with me today. I opened that door. We even tried to trick her with treats to come out of the room. She wouldn't come. So I closed the door. I said, well, you're in here with me today. And now she wants out of the room. You stuck in here with me. You're going to hear the word of God just like everybody else. Whew, eyes are, ugh. All right. Let's get started on chapter 10. Silver trumpets. Now the Lord said to Moses, make 2 trumpets of hammered silver for calling the community to assemble and for signaling the breaking of camp. When both trumpets are blown, everyone must gather before you at the entrance of the tabernacle. But if only one trumpet is blown, then only the leaders, the heads of the clans of Israel, must present themselves to you. When you sound the signal to move on, the tribes camped on the east side of the tabernacle must break camp and move forward. When you sound the signal a second time, the tribes camped on the south will follow. You must sound short blast as a signal for moving on. But when you call the people to an assembly, blow the trumpets with a different signal. Only the priests, Aaron's descendants, are allowed to blow the trumpets. This is a permanent law for you to be observed from generation to generation. When you arrive in your own land and go to war against your enemies who attack you, sound the alarm with the trumpets. Then the Lord your God will remember you and rescue you from your enemies. Blow the trumpets in times of gladness too, sounding them at your annual festivals and at the beginning of each month. And blow the trumpets over your burnt offerings and peace offerings. The trumpets will remind your God of his covenant with you. I am the Lord your God. In the second year after Israel's departure from Egypt, on the 20th day of the second month, the cloud lifted from the tabernacle of the covenant. So the Israelites set out from the wilderness of Sinai and traveled on from place to place until the cloud stopped in the wilderness of Paran. When the people set out for the first time, following the instructions the Lord had given them through Moses, Judah's troops led the way. They marched behind their banner, and their leader was Nahshon, son of Amminadab. They were joined by the troops of the tribe of Issachar, led by Nathanael, son of Zuar, and the troops of the tribe of Zebulun, led by Eliab, son of Helon. Then the tabernacle was taken down, and the Gershonite and Merarite divisions of the Levites were next in the line of march, carrying the tabernacle with them. Reuben's troops went next, marching behind their banner. Their leader was Eleazar, son of Shedeur. They were joined by the troops of the tribe of Simeon, or Simon. Again, Simeon. I don't know. It's one of them. I need to look it up sometime. Led by Shelemiel, son of Zurishaddai. And the troops of the tribe of Gad, led by Elisaph, son of Duel. Next came the Kohathite division of the Levites, carrying the sacred objects from the tabernacle. Before they arrived at the next camp, the tabernacle would already be set up at its new location. Ephraim's troops went next, marching behind their banner. Their leader was Elishama, Elishama, son of Ammihud. They were joined by the troops of the tribe of Manasseh, led by Gamaliel, son of Pedazur, and the troops of the tribe of Benjamin, led by Abidan, son of Gideoni. Dan's troops went last, marching behind their banner and serving as the rear guard for all the tribal camps. Their leader was Ahiezer, son of Ammishaddai. They were joined by the troops of the tribe of Asher, led by Pagiel, son of Ochran, and the troops of the tribe of Naphtali, led by Ahira, son of Enan. This was the order in which the Israelites marched, division by division. One day Moses said to his brother-in-law, Hobab, son of Ruel, the Midianite, "We are on our way to the place the Lord promised us, for he said, I will give it to you. Come with us, and we will treat you well. For the Lord has promised wonderful blessings for Israel." But Hobab replied, "No, I will not go. I must return to my own land and family." See, why do they? I don't understand. You have obvious signs from God, and still you say no? Whew. "Please don't leave us," Moses pleaded. "You know the places in the wilderness where we should camp. Come, be our guide. If you do, we'll share with you all the blessing the Lord gives us." They marched for 3 days after leaving the mountain of the Lord, with the ark of the Lord's covenant moving ahead of them to show them where to stop and rest. As they moved on each day, the cloud of the Lord hovered over them, and whenever the ark set out, Moses would shout, "Arise, O Lord, and let your enemies be scattered. Let them flee before you." And when the ark was set down, he would say, "Return, O Lord, to the countless thousands of Israel." And that's 10. I don't know if I'm going to read 11 or not. I might not, because my allergies are in full force today. My nose stopped up. Even this ear is getting clogged. But I wanted to at least read 10, so we did. Well, I've only been going 6 minutes. That's a record for me, isn't it? I don't know. I might have to read 11. You know I can't let it end that soon. I don't know. They say on YouTube that 10 minutes is the magical number. You know, that you have to, in the video, the first, 10 seconds, you have to grab their attention. And then you have about 30 more seconds to hold their attention. And then, you know, you're only going to get their attention for about 10 minutes. So if that holds true, that means most people watch my videos for 10 minutes and then the other about 20 or 30 minutes just they shut it off. Maybe I need to read the important parts in the first 10 minutes and then shut it off. I don't know. You mad, bro? Min's over scratching on a post. She's upset because she got stuck in here with me. Yeah, she'll be alright. I think I will stay at 10. Boy, my sinuses are just raw. My ears clogged. Oh, a good day. And I tell you, God's blessed me today because last night I was sitting there doing one of my Sudoku puzzles and whew, all of a sudden my chest felt weird. I mean, really weird. So I started checking my pulse and oh my gosh, them PVCs were in full force, boy. That's premature ventricular contraction. It was like, and I could feel it in my pulse. It was like 5 beats, pause, 3 beats, pause, 3 beats, pause, and oh, it scared me. I got up and because I hadn't had them in quite a while, not like that. You know, about a year or two ago, you know, I had them, what they call, I can't remember what it's called. There's buy something and try something. Oh, bigeminy and trigeminy. Bigeminy is where every other beat is an extra beat, which actually feels like a misbeat, but it's there. It's just an extra beat. You're on the extra beat, your heart doesn't pump out hardly any blood. That's why you don't feel it on your pulse. And trigeminy is every third beat, extra beat. for a long time, about once a day, I would have bigeminy or trigeminy for a couple hours. Boy, you talk about rough. Takes your breath away, give you headaches. It just makes you feel like crud. And see, for a while now, I still get PVCs. They're like sporadic. Some days I don't think I get hardly any at all. Other days I may get like one a minute or something like that, which would be about 1,500 a day, which may seem like a lot to y'all, but they actually don't put you on antiarrhythmic drugs or do the heart, the cath ablation, which is going through your vein or your arteries, and they like cauterize parts of your heart to try to disrupt the signal. It's off. They don't even mess with that usually until you have 20% irregular heartbeats a day, which for most people equates to about 20,000 a day. So 1,500, 1,600 a day, that's, in the scheme of things, they don't even really worry about that. One of my old cardiologists, Dr. Taylor, actually told me he himself has about 1,000 a day. So, and when they were really, really bad, I got one cardiologist from the VA told me that, I asked him, I said, how many of these are actual PVCs? And he said, oh, you're about 6%. And I thought, wow, it felt a lot worse than that. But 6%, they don't worry about that. They don't worry about it till you're at 20%, around 20 or higher. And I have heard of them not even messing with it till you get 30 or 40%. So, it's just one of those things. And I do have a defibrillator in me, pacemaker defibrillator. So it's supposed to, if there is a dangerous rhythm, it's supposed, like a dangerous irregular rhythm or whatever, it's supposed to record it. I don't know if it sends it to them or they just read it at every appointment. I don't know. But from what I understand, if you can get used to them, get used to them. And that's what I pretty much did. I just put it in God's hands and I forgot about it. And last night, I got those PVCs. They were strong too. I'm one of the few people that can pretty much feel my heartbeat, every single heartbeat. So when it's off, I instantly know. And I feel it in my chest. I feel it in my head, And last night, I was just at relaxation. I was just sitting there doing a puzzle and it just like, oh, what's going on, And I felt my pulse, make sure that, because if my pulse goes above 180, this thing will start sending out pulses to try to correct the rhythm. If it goes above 220, this thing fixing to knock me on my butt. It's going to send out a full charge to stop my heart from doing that. And if that doesn't work, well, I'll be seeing the good Lord very soon, because that's sudden cardiac death. That's why they put it in me. When your ejection fraction gets below 35%, then you are at higher risk for sudden cardiac death. You'll go into, what's it called? VFib, AFib, one of them, where your heart speeds up real fast and it'll flutter. Instead of beat, it'll just sit here and do this stuff. And normally your heart does this, like that. It'll just sit there and do this. It'll flutter, which means you ain't getting no blood to your brain, your organs. Your organs will shut down, and you'll just, my ex-wife, that's actually what happened to her. She called out her husband's name, and she hit the ground dead. Because she didn't have one of these in her. They didn't even know she had heart problems, I don't guess. But, you know, I guess I could say I'm lucky because they knew my ejection fraction. You know, they put this in when my ejection fraction was, I want to say 30-35. Now it's 20-25. Well, they haven't done one in like a year and a half. An echo of my heart. And I've been taking Entresto since the 2025. Entresto is supposed to raise it, so I don't know. I'm hoping it's like 25-30 or back up 30-35 now. You know, a normal heart is, I want to say, between 50 to 60 ejection fraction. And what that means is when your heart contracts, your heart does not pump out all your blood with each contraction. If 50%, 50 to 60% is normal. It will pump out 50 to 60% of your blood. Well, when you're at 35%, it pumps out 35% of your blood. And you got it. I'm 20-25, so my heart pumps out 20 to 25% of my blood. Now, the weird part is I really don't show any symptoms. I have no swelling. I get very slight shortness of breath depending on what I'm doing. I exercise forever, you know, it just, because of my military training and because of how athletic I was, my heart was conditioned to a point to where now I'm basically working off the reserves of my heart. 25% of my heart's dead, but I am working off now, you know, I had enough in reserve that I'm now working off of that, you know, and the exercise is maintaining things. If I ever quit exercising, yeah, it'd probably be bad. You know, like Dr. Taylor said, after my heart attack, he said, if you don't start exercising, you will not be alive in 7 years. Well, that was 5 years ago. I'm still not really showing much symptoms. So, you know, my heart failure doctor says, you know, I point blank asked him because I've heard from other doctors, you might make it 10 more years. I don't think you'll make it 20, you know, and I point blank asked him, I said, hey, can I live, you know, another 20, 30 years? And he, without hesitation, said yes, you know, as long as you come see me. He said that was a joke, but I am a heart failure specialist, so you kind of need to still see me. And he's good. I don't know, he likes pushing the drugs. He's got me on stuff, weird stuff, and I don't know. I like the way he does it, though. He starts you out at like half of the smallest dose, and then after a couple weeks, he checks your blood, makes sure your kidneys, everything are all right. And if you're tolerating it all right, then he takes you up to the lowest dose. Check 2 weeks later, checks or actually a week later, checks your kidneys, see if you're doing all right. Then he takes you up. Right now, I'm on the second highest dose of Entresto. I would like to go up the highest dose because that's just going to strengthen my heart even more. But he also has me on a thing called spironolactone, which is a water pill, but it stops a hormone that damages your heart. He's got me on half of the lowest dose of that every day. I'm on the lowest dose of carvedilol, which is Corig, which regulates your heartbeat, slows it down. He's got me on the lowest dose of that twice a day, and then I'm on the medium dose of second highest dose of Entresto twice a day. Plus, I think I'm on Crestor. I don't remember. Lipitor, Crestor, one of them. I believe it's Crestor. I think I was on Lipitor and the highest dose possible, an experimental dose. And that started hurting my legs, so they switched me over to Crestor, I believe. Which was fine with me because if I understand correctly, Crestor doesn't mean it will, can remove plaque from your arteries. Slim chance, but hey, I'll take it. Well, now we're up to almost 20 minutes. That's more like one of my videos, isn't it? And I'm sure y'all wanted to hear all about my heart, didn't you? Y'all probably like, I'm coming here to learn about Jesus, not your health. Well, you got both. Hope y'all got something out of today. I know I did. Kind of interesting how the order of things, and they went from moving the tabernacle and the Ark of the Covenant, and kind of cool. It was like a big grandiose thing with the trumpets and all that. It's interesting. So until next time, I love each and every one of you. Y'all please, please, please be good to each other, and I'll bring you something again real soon.